Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Swedish Tier 3 light tank, the Strv M/40L. So is it any good? Yes, I think it's a good tank. It's not super fantastic, but it's certainly not bad at all. It benefits from very good stationary camouflage and it has a pretty good gun. So let's have a look at the, let's straight off compare it. We can compare the stats at the same time. So here's the 40L on the side, and there's a lot of tier 3 light tanks. I haven't included the premiums, so even without the premiums there's a lot of tanks, and they do vary a bit. Obviously the Panzer 1C has a multi-cannon, so it's a bit of a different thing, but you'll get the idea. So the average penetration is 78, which compares favourably with the others. I think the best in class is 95 here on the Panzer 2G. So 78 is right up there, and there are some that are much lower. So I'm quite happy with the penetration. Average damage of 40 is about that. It is about average for its class. There are quite a few tanks that do more damage than that, and there's a couple that do less, but 40, there's a lot of tanks that do about 40, so it's not bad. So we've got average damage, good penetration. The rate of fire of 28.590 is very good. The Cruiser 4 here with 33 is of course much better, but what we've got here, the T46 also has around 33, but not many of the others have that high. So we're right up there with the best of them. Of course, don't pay attention to these really high figures because that's for a multi-cannon. Reload time of 2.1 is up there. It's quite good. Nothing wrong with that. The turret traverse speed of 35.27 is kind of low-ish. So the turret traverse is probably one of the limiting things. I did find it a little bit hard with circling other tanks and stuff. Now the gun depression of 15 degrees is of course fantastic. There are, as you can see, a few tanks with 15 degrees. And it's not uncommon at low tiers to have good gun depression because the guns are pretty small. But certainly this one here, the T70, has terrible gun depression at only 4 degrees. So 15 great. It does enable it to do well on hills, this tank. Aiming time of 1.68 is also not bad. It's not fantastic, but it's alright. The accuracy is probably one of the poorer features of this gun, with just 0.40. For gun firing AP rounds, that's pretty poor at this tier. And really, I mean, obviously the Panzer 1C is worse because it's a multi-cannon, but really there's not much worse in guns that fire sort of a single shot. So that said, I didn't find it was that bad during gameplay. I found the accuracy wasn't actually a problem for me, which I don't know if the 0.4 is what it really is, and maybe it's a bit better than that, but it didn't seem to be too bad. The armour I'll talk about later, but roughly we've got 48 on the hull and 50 on the turret at the front, which is not bad for a light tank. Will help you bounce Panzer 1Cs, that sort of thing. The concealment, well, the camouflage, stationary camouflage, is really good. Now, it's not as good as the Panzer 1C because that's a very small tank, but after that, I think it's probably the next best. In fact, looking at that, it is the next best after the Panzer 1C. And looking at that Panzer 1C score, actually, I've actually got this tank with a full crew in it. So that's probably boosted a bit by me having a full crew. So, yeah, the camouflage is good. And the stationary camouflage, the moving camouflage is also pretty good. Now, it doesn't keep its moving camouflage like the Panzer 1C does, or like, for example, even this Key here keeps its camouflage, full camouflage whilst moving. So it's not as good as some of the others whilst moving because it's not classified as a scout tank, but it's still okay. Spotting range in this tank is very good. So the fact that you have good stationary camouflage and a good spotting range means you can actually be a very effective spotter for your team. Alright, so enough of that. Let's actually not clear the list. Let's just go in and have a look at the research tree. So this one a bit different in that you need to go through the top gun to get to the turret, and the turret does give you I think a little bit more hit points, better armour. It does slow the turret traverse down a little bit, I believe, but it's basically a better turret. Top engine, yeah, it goes much better with the top engine. It's worth getting. Not a lot to say other than we'll just have a quick look at the gun. Oh, I didn't mean to mount the gun. I just meant to have a look at it. Here we go. So with these guns, it's pretty much a case of it being pretty much the same gun, just that this one is better, and it's better at everything. So it has better accuracy, better aiming time, same damage but better pen and a better rate of fire. So definitely you want the second gun. Now it says here accuracy is 0.38. I just told you it was 0.40. That's probably because my crew isn't fully trained. And looking here, 1.6. Aiming time is also better than I just said, and it's because my crew is not properly trained. So in the gameplay you'll see I'll have 0.4 accuracy, but or worse. But if a fully trained crew, it would be better. So bear that in mind with these early reviews. I don't have a fully trained crew in them. With that said, yeah, look, this thing can fight on hills. The gun is close to the top of the turret and does have excellent gun depression. And it's fairly manoeuvrable. It's only really the turret traverse is a bit slow and does get you into trouble with some of the faster tanks trying to circle you. But yeah, I really enjoyed this tank. So let's have a look at some... first of all, have a look at the armour in a little bit more detail, and then we're going to have a look at a bit of gameplay. So here it is in World of Tanks Tank Viewer. Now somebody else did tell me on in a post on the last video I did that there was another armour viewing program, and the comment seems to have disappeared. So if they want to put another comment in this video telling me what the name of the other program is, I'll give that one a shot. So anyway, let's have a look at the colorized view, and we can see that the armour that they quote in the game is really for this upper plate, which is 43mm, and the turret armour they quote here is 50mm. But the rest, the other side of the turret, is 0 and 15, and the centre though, the mantlet, is 65 and 50, a mixture of. Actually goes up to 70 close into the gun there, or 100 even, 50 over 50, it's a bit of spaced armour there. So yeah, that side of the turret's 50, but this side's basically an automatic pen. As far as the cupola goes, it's 20mm only, and this section here is only 8mm, which, even though it's angled, pretty much every gun in the game will auto pen it anyway, since the calibre they'll overmatch. Yes, so the lower plate here and the upper plate is only 13mm and 9mm, so quite easily to penetrate. You've really just got a little bit of protection here against things like Panzer 1Cs and those sort of multi-cannon guns. Any other serious gun will punch a hole through. And we've got 13mm on the side and the back, and the top deck we've got 5 and 5. So anything with HE hitting you anywhere other than maybe the front plate will probably one-shot kill you. Not a lot of armour, but enough to stop some of the small fries. Okay, so in the 40L, and I'm planning on doing some active scouting, so I'm going straight for the middle. We'll try and get a bit of a position where it's hard to get shot, and try and spot the enemy and light them up for our TDs and artillery, since we've got 3 artillery on our team. Well, both teams do. Someone's requested me to join a platoon, which I don't have time to take. I can't take my fingers off the keys. I don't want to stop my tank because it's crucial I get here quickly, and this is why. That's a nice hit. So you can see the accuracy there did okay, even though we've got I think it's a cruise probably about 78% in this game, and artillery has had a shot at us there, so we obviously got spotted. That's why I don't keep moving in the same direction when you're here. You got to keep changing directions, because you never know if you've been spotted and artillery is lining you up. Bit worried about, I want to get these 2 guys over here, but a little bit worried about getting shot from the front, but I'm going to go for it. And we put the shot into the ground. So if you have a look at my ping, you'll see my ping dances around between about 115 and 130. So for me to be fully aimed, I have to fully aim and then wait another second after being fully aimed to actually be fully aimed. So if you see me shoot before, it looks like before I'm fully aimed here, it's because the way the replay system works... Oh, we got pinned in the lower plate there. The way the replay system works, it shows you what the server sees. It doesn't show you what you saw during the game. So, and that's why sometimes in gameplay you'll see me... see if we can shot this guy here. Nice. You'll see me sometimes shoot after tanks have gone past, so a tank will be moving. I'll aim at it and you'll see the tank go past and then me shoot, and you'll think, why is he such an idiot that he shoots after it goes past? That's because when I was playing, from my point of view, I gave the tank lead and I shot in front of the tank and was waiting for it to run into my shot, but the server lag because of my bad ping meant that I ended up shooting too late, and that happens reasonably often. Alright, is that artillery? No, that's a light tank, isn't it? It's a Stuart. Okay, can we get a shot in? Is he going to get away? No, we might get one. I think I took a shot out of desperation here because I was hoping that his whole tank would be exposed, but it never really happened. We did get spotting damage though on that Stuart, so someone else shot it and we got some spotting damage. Let's see if we can get this guy. That was close. Is he going to stop here? That was a bad shot. Anyway. Yeah, so because of the lag, I tend to have to aim for a second after. Oh, he's on fire. That was one lucky shot. And you see there, I fired after he was already dead. So when I played the game, he was still alive when I fired the shot. So you'll see a bit of that stuff, but there's nothing I can do about it. Let's try and head this guy off. Just go for it. They haven't got a lot of tanks left, so I feel a bit safer driving semi out in the open. As you can see, the speed of the tank isn't too bad. We're doing 45 across that plane, which is pretty good. It's not the fastest of the light tanks, but it's okay. It's sort of, I guess, average speed. So this is the new version of the game. You see there I saw the mark on the ground where artillery is flying. Personally, I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's the new patch or just because I haven't played for a long time. And I did have a couple of replays for you, but I'm only going to show you one today because the other replay was in the old version of the game and it won't work now. So I've got to keep playing the TD that I want to show you in the next video because I had a mastery game in it and I've lost that game now, unfortunately. Alright, so we're going up here. I usually like to go on the side here so we can keep a cover of trees. When I say usually, I haven't played this map for I think I've played it twice since 15 months when I stopped, but when I used to always play it, I used to come up the side here. Now, he's either not worried about us or he just can't see us. It might be the bush that's between him and me, maybe stopping him from spotting us. Anyway, we end up getting a kill. So, only 40 damage per shot, but it adds up when you can just keep firing like that. And it looks like we didn't get spotted because the artillery just here probably would have shot us if we did. We bounced off artillery, that's bad luck, and then we hit the ground. And you can see here that I probably actually wouldn't have waited to fully aim there because with artillery aiming at me, you need to keep moving. If you stand still, it gets a chance to fully aim. So just keep moving so it's really hard for the artillery to aim. Otherwise, the artillery could probably one-shot this tank because it doesn't have much armour. Oh, that went in. It looked like it was going to hit the ground, but it went in somehow. And we get the other one. Very fast rate of fire, as you can see, and would be even faster with a fully trained crew. So that turned out to be a Class 1 game in the tank. And as you can see here, we did hit quite a lot of tanks. Did a bit of spotting. We had a pretty good influence on the game, I think. Next screen. So we finished second on our team for experience with 624. We did 523 damage, so we also were, not the top damage, but we were up there for damage as well. So that little gun with a rapid rate of fire can do alright. 21 shots fired, only 13 of them hit, but we were sort of taking some pot shots, I guess you could say. Of the 13 hit, 12 penetrated, but only bounced one, and it was off artillery of all things. 523 damage. A little bit of it was long range, most of it was short range. Probably that shot right at the end was the longest shot we did. Enemy vehicle spotted one, only one. I'm surprised at that. We damaged 6, destroyed 3, and we did get 286 assistance damage, which was kind of handy as well. Thank you for watching my review of the Strv M40L. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more reviews, please subscribe to Reginaldesq. Have fun.